National Interest Waiver. You may have heard of this term more often than not being thrown around, but what exactly is National Interest Waiver? Do those who are stuck in green card backlog in EB2 categories, do they qualify for National Interest Waiver? Is there premium processing for National Interest Waiver? Will it help you get your green card faster? All of these questions we are going to talk today in the American Alien podcast. Hi there, my name is Neha Mahajan, and joining me all the way from Santa Clara is Chugh's superstar team, Deepika Singh. And then from Virginia, I have attorney Ishan Anand. You've seen us often discussing all these heavyweight topics, and I want to welcome the two of you here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Neha.
But that's true that she is a superstar from Chugh firm.
National Interest Waiver. When we hear this term, so ऐसा लगता है कि this is something that's going to benefit us. And with us, I mean all the green card backlogged community from India who are in EB2 and EB3 categories, and now even EB1 because that's also retrogressed, right? So what exactly is the hula boo around National Interest Waiver? Ishan, Deepika, whoever wants to take this.
I can talk initially and then Ishan can kind of add on that. So basically, National Interest Waiver is someone who can file a green card under the National Interest Waiver program, which means that the kind of work they're doing benefits the US government at the end of the day. Okay. The only advantage you have is that you don't have to go through the recruitment process. You don't have to go through the labor certification process. You can file a direct I-140 with USCIS. And obviously you have to provide evidences to show that your area of work is of national interest. And you still come under the EB2 category. So there's not much of an advantage because USCIS weighs your visa bulletin based on the country of birth, right? So obviously that it doesn't add any much advantage, but the only advantage is that you don't go through the labor certification process and you can directly file an I-140 giving evidences of any exclusive work you're doing which can benefit nationally, to the US government. But Ishan can add on that and tell you as to what are the examples.
Yeah, so not that it's an EB2. All right. So first thing first, you have to provide evidence that you qualify for EB2, meaning you have advanced degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Masters, if you don't have masters or PhD, prove that you have bachelor's plus 5 years of progressive experience. All right. That qualifies you for EB2. That's number one. Number two, then you have to prove that your work that you do and you are planning to do in the US has substantial merit and national importance. Now, substantial merit is like, it's not like I will do something. So it has to give the benefit, macro benefit to the United States. Okay, so you have to tell USCIS that this is my endeavor. We call it proposed endeavor. Okay. This is what I want to do. Now you have to prove that what you want to do, are you in the position to do it?
Okay.
Like suppose I'm a lawyer, I'm like, okay, I want to do pro bono. Are you in the position to do even pro bono? Because you have responsibilities, right? How will you survive? So suppose somebody is saying I'm a scientist and I will do research. So USCIS will ask the scientist, okay, do you have enough funding? Do you have backing from different sources? Okay. So are you in a position to do that work? Then you need to ask for a waiver. You need to request USCIS that whatever I'm planning to do qualifies or maybe requires or you should grant me a waiver of the labor certification.
Got it.
All right. So if everything is in line, then you get a waiver of labor certification that saves you around 15 months to a year, and an employer. It's a self-petition.
Okay.
That's a major benefit of National Interest Waiver, that even if it's in the EB2 category, but it's self-petition. You don't need an employer for that.
Okay. So do you have to be on an existing visa of some sort? Of course you have to be, but does it?
You can be outside.
Okay.
You can be outside the US.
Okay.
But then it will be very difficult to prove that you are in the position to provide benefit to the US.
Yeah.
Like a nurse, maybe a doctor, a physician,
Okay.
a physician like a cardiologist.
Okay.
If Dr. Trehan says, I want to come to the US and I will do surgeries and all, I'm like, he's a big shot. He may also qualify for EB1. So you need to prove that you are a cardiologist in India. That degree, you need licenses in the US. Unless you have those licenses and you qualified as an, I think, MD, how can you practice? Then you cannot.
So
Then you are not in a position.
Yeah. So if someone is on a student visa, all right, they're doing, say data science or cybersecurity, right? And they were born in India, okay? And can they apply for NIW while they are on an F1 visa, or they have to be on an H1 or an OPT, or like what? How do they qualify?
Doesn't matter. National interest. So any petition in the US,
Okay.
right? You can, if you are qualified, you can file.
Okay.
Now, so there are some like petitions, like if you are in like a J visa, then you have to qualify certain foreign residency requirement. Or if you are coming from a consulate, like like embassy work, like A visas, G visas, then you need some here and there. But if you are in the US, you can, even if you are outside, you can actually try different visas. That's not a problem.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But it
Like,
only
you
helps you.
can,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just gonna kind of summarize this. So basically, NIW only helps you with your labor petition, which we all know right now is taking upwards of a year and a half, some cases even 2 years, depending on an RFE, if there's any, right? So it only helps us jump the hoop on this particular step, and you really get categorized under the category based on your skill set, and as per your country of birth is how you qualify for your green card, right? So those born in India, sadly, if you even if you do qualify for national interest waiver, there's not much hope. Yes, if you know that your dates are going to become current and you want to jump the hoop of the labor certificate and qualify directly for adjudication of your case, yes, it makes sense, but not in a regular scenario, right? Deepika, do you want to add something to it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the country of birth is key for any green card application for the United States. As we know that they have a visa bulletin, they have countries which are they've bifurcated countries as far as visa bulletin is concerned. So same goes with the NIW. It's just an EB2 category which is granted to you. And obviously it saves you some time, but then you still have to wait for your dates to become current. So it's, I really don't know what the advantage is, to be honest, but it's still an EB2 category. And
So major, it's not very major thing that I want to add here. But some people don't know about it. So I'm just basically adding, if your wife or if your spouse is from Canada, Mexico, or some other country, so the chargeability also changes. If suppose you are from India, maybe, but your spouse is from different country, Pakistan.
Born is important.
Born in Pakistan, maybe, or Nepal. Then, but benefit wise, you see, suppose you are in your 6th year of age. An employer sometimes, they don't, I don't know, they are lazy maybe, or you are in the 5th year.
Minute.
They didn't want to do it. But if you qualified enough, then you can just go for national interest waiver, And there is a premium processing for national interest waiver. Not for 15 days. I think it's 45 days.
45 days.
So there is a premium processing there.
I know USCIS has an entire list of job, that qualify for national interest waiver, but very quickly, whatever you can remember from the top of your head. I know I scanned through the list and, airline pilots, data security people, cyber security people. Who else? Who else qualifies?
I would say STEM.
Okay.
So STEM qualifies for anything.
Okay.
But yes, so anything that, suppose somebody is a farmer,
Okay.
right? And he has some like technology which can be useful to produce maybe potato
Yeah.
and tomatoes, like like something.
Yeah.
Yes, try it. Why not?
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like it's very like if you feel that you have some profile, if you feel that you are a person of some caliber that may be useful to the US, you can try it.
Okay. Okay.
Lawyers tried
Yeah.
it. It doesn't fly.
Really.
It doesn't fly. Yeah.
This is not the criteria USCIS is looking for, not qualifying enough.
Yeah, because
Provisioning.
they
So
had come up.
yeah.
So just to add to that, right, Ishan and Neha, they had come up with this requirement for pilots. I think
Acha.
US government had a shortage of pilots,
Yeah.
and they had brought it up there. They're saying that if you can apply for a NIW, and if you qualify, we'll give you an I-140. And then obviously, if you're born in India, that doesn't help you in any way.
Yeah.
But if you're born in countries like Saudi Arabia or some other countries, then that'll help you, and you can actually
Anywhere but
migrate
India,
to the US.
really.
Yeah, to be honest.
China.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, China's also actually moving really
It
fast
is.
now.
Yeah.
Really
That's
great,
true.
But India is, I think, suffering, and India's really backlogged. And, so India, unfortunately, is one of those countries where people are not being able to migrate in a good interim time, right?
Right.
So, I mean, there are a lot of other occupations which may qualify for NIW, which can
Okay.
be of government interest. But yeah, as you mentioned, pilot and, agriculture, as
I
Ishan
would
said.
say teachers. There's a huge shortage of teachers, right? Do they qualify? Do you know?
What
Well,
kind
Look
of
at the
teacher
list.
you are? Depends.
Sorry?
What
Kind of
kind
teacher?
of teacher?
High school teacher, elementary school teachers. I mean, there's a
Not
massive
like
shortage
basic,
of teachers
not the
in the
basic.
US.
Substantial merit.
Got it. Okay.
So the keyword is substantial. So I know one of the acquaintances. This lady had a curriculum. She was like an expert in education. She had a curriculum in like similar to Montessori curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
She had like a study program. So she filed for national interest because she's approved from Azerbaijan,
Okay.
Azerbaijan, something like that.
Azerbaijan, yeah.
Yeah. So and she got approved.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this clarifies a lot of air because I see a lot of attorneys talking about national interest waiver all the time on social media. But I wanted, an insight from you guys so that it helps our folks who are stuck in the green card backlog. But looks like national interest waiver really doesn't come in handy for any of us who were born in India. So
I would not discount it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not really good. It is
Yeah.
really good. It's like
Yeah.
I know a scientist. So his company filed H1. They did not
Yeah.
file his green card.
Yeah.
He filed himself. So
Okay.
that was like because it's self-sponsored.
Right.
So it's not like don't discount in the national favor like it's nothing.
So, okay, so it does help certain cases. And to understand if it helps you, well, all you have to do is send us an email. The email IDs it's right here. Just send us an email. I'll be happy to set up a consult with either Deepika or Ishan, and they'll be able to evaluate whether you qualify for national interest waiver or not, and how to proceed forward towards your green card journey. So, Deepika and Ishan, any last words before we end this?
No, as Ishan said, right, you don't need an employer. So that's the biggest advantage. Sometimes people are here for years on work, non-immigrant visa, and then the employer just says, I'm sorry, I'm not filing your green card, right?
Yeah.
So we should not discourage them to not look into it. I think there is still an opportunity to explore the NIW if you feel that you're working in that space. So talking to an immigration attorney definitely helps, and it's a self-petition. So that's the advantage. You're not dependent on an employer for it, right? So that definitely works in your advantage. So definitely explore that option if you feel that you have that, that particular caliber.
All right. And I say this as a broken record. I bring these videos week after week to you to benefit you. So if you have any questions, any suggestions, any comments, any complaints, send me an email or put it down in the comments, any particular topic you want me to talk about. I'll be happy to do that and bring experts here on the show and discuss it out. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe it right now. I will see you next time.